Hi, we're coming to you from the International Hobby Expo. It's an awesome place for the aspiring hobbyists. They have everything from A to Z. It's a show you do not want to miss, so don't go away. Hi, I'm standing here with Ken Schlafelt, who is the owner of Badger Airbrush Incorporated. And I am so excited to have you here at the iHobby because the iHobby has so many wonderful displays and products. And you know, I really like what you guys got here over here. You got airbrushes and paints. And tell us about your company and how long you've been in the business and just what you guys are showcasing this weekend.
Badger Airbrush is a leading manufacturer of airbrushes. We make them all here in the United States, and we surround that core product of airbrush with a lot of products like paints and compressors and accessories that make airbrushing easier for the users of airbrushes. We've been in business for 47 years. The company's as old as I am. I'm the inspiration for the company. And we just enjoy what we do and finding out how to better enable end users of airbrushes to succeed in the usage of our product.
Now, airbrush is not limited to just kids doing, you know, T-shirts. I know that, you know, that's one area that airbrushes are used, but it's also used for like model kits and stuff like that. Can you fill us a little bit, you know, in about those things?
Absolutely. Airbrush is used in almost every regard that you'll see at iHobby, whether it's painting Lexan bodies in the RC car field, weathering model trains in the model railroad field, camouflaging or detailing fine scale models that military people build, or even prototype finishing on a new out of the box model that someone's built and then wants to put the proper finish on it. So there is very little in the hobby field that airbrush isn't used in some way.
Now, Ken, there's a lot of airbrushes that you guys display, but you have a special airbrush that you are going to showcase this weekend. Tell me about it and what its features are.
Yeah, our newest airbrush is the Chrome. It's a segment of the Renegade series, which we introduced about 3 years ago. But what makes the Chrome unique to this particular event is that we were assisted in the design by fine scale modelers. So it's very relevant to their applications in detailing and camouflaging their models. And this is a high-end detail airbrush. This is for the fine scale modeler who's doing German Luftwaffe camouflage patterns, running rust lines off of rivets. Here you have your trigger limitation screw, which enables you to set lines to 1/1000th of an inch with a micrometer setting that has a reference line so you can always come back to that pattern later. You have a finger thumb rest that creates a very comfortable feel between the thumb and the middle finger, guiding the index finger up to the trigger. The Chrome also features a large well, so depending on the scale you're working in, you can utilize a little bit more paint if the project's a little bit larger and you want to do a little bit more maybe than just the detail element of it. So, but those are some of the primary features of the Chrome. It's an airbrush that produces hairlines because it produces very fine dots, actually below 100 microns, which is as fine a dot that we are aware of in the airbrush marketplace at this current time.
So this particular airbrush would not be for someone who's just starting out. This is someone who's very professional, who knows what they're doing, who like you said, knows about the fine lines and all that. It's not for a beginner, correct?
This is best in the hands of someone who's utilized an airbrush before and understand how it works and is comfortable with how far they should be from the surface when they're spraying, and how far they can pull back on the trigger at the distance they are from that surface. It is not the right tool to recommend for the first timer. However, it is the tool to recommend to someone who aspires to do detailing on models, because generally your rule of thumb is figure out which airbrush best does what you want to do and learn to use that airbrush. So when you want to get into the detail aspect of fine scale modeling, this is the right airbrush to start down that path.
Ken, you also have some new paints that you're going to showcase here. You guys have a host of paints already, but this is some new paints that you're showcasing to the iHobby. Can you tell us about these?
Yeah, this is our new RC Air paint. This is designed for radio control painters, guys who are doing Lexan car bodies and things of that nature. It's a little bit different than our Model Flex product, which is very popular for styrene surfaces such as model trains and fine scale military models and stuff of that nature. RC Air's got a little more vibrancy and brilliance to the color palette that's there, and it's a little bit different formulation designed for adhesion to Lexan and some of the rough topsy-turvy handling that those type of models will get when they're being raced and stuff of that nature. So this is our first track down the path in Lexan paint.
Well, obviously, you have many colors that many people can work with. It suits everyone's needs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very it's a bold, brilliant line. The RC guys are really into the radical element of model finishing, where you get into your neon pinks and your iridescent colors and stuff of that nature. So we've addressed that that flavor of finishing in this particular paint line.
Now, I know you from Family Ties,
Exactly.
and it's great to have you here with us at the iHobby.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now, one thing that I think is really interesting, because we're over at the Badger Airbrush, you're very good at modeling with the railroad here. You do
Right.
stuff with airbrushes.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Well, most people know me as part of this Family Ties family, but I'm also part of the modeler family, and specifically railroad models. And for years, I have used airbrushes for painting and weathering models, and I'm here to say it's not as difficult as people think it is.
Right.
It's a great part of the hobby. Even if you buy ready-to-run kits, you can finish these kits to make them far more realistic with airbrushing, just fading paints or putting special effects on them. And a lot of modelers have what some of us call AAS, airbrush aversion syndrome, and it's not that scary. It's really very simple to use if you just know how to keep it clean and take care of it properly. It's a wonderful tool. It's just another tool in your kit and a great one to have.
All right, here, would you like to show us here what you
Well,
do?
yeah. Here, for example, is an out-of-the-box kit, and somewhat shiny and new. And here is some of what you can do with that kit with a little airbrushing and weathering. So you see, it makes a huge difference. It's not all that difficult. This was done with if I'm not mistaken, a water-based paint too. So you've got no harmful solvents. And Model Flex is a great paint. I've used it myself. And so this is some of the results you get. Basically, you're taking toys and making them into realistic models, and it's not that difficult. You just got to like everything else, like getting up on ice skates. You got to get up and skate, get that airbrush in your hand, get an entry-level brush if you want to, get going with it, try it, make a few mistakes, buy an inexpensive model kit. Go to the. I always say to people, go get a $2 or $3. Go on to the remainder table. Go to a swap meet and get something really cheap you can practice on until you get it right. And Badger, I know, and other people have airbrush DVDs too, how-tos. So it's a great thing. It's a great tool, and I highly recommend it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I don't know a lot about it, but you guys are informing me and hopefully the viewing audience.
Did I get that right, boss?
I think it's absolutely correct. AAS is curable. The only thing we can't teach you is the practice part. And that's where Michael's talking about. Get it in your hand, play with it. I tell people paint pop cans and shampoo bottles. And, if you don't want to spend that $2 or $3 on the model kit, then you graduate to the $2 or $3 kit. Then you graduate to your layout pieces and stuff like that. But he's absolutely correct. Once you play with it a little bit, start to enjoy it, realize that, it's not as complicated. It is a very enjoyable part of the modeling process to finish your models as well as play with them.
Some of the Model Flex paint can be used out of the bottle, and I've used it as well for just with brushwork. Particularly if you're doing smooth finishes, the airbrush is perfect for that. If you're trying to duplicate metal, you want a very fine finish, and an airbrush is almost the only way to go with something like that. For other rougher surfaces, working out of the bottle with some of these paints will do well. I certainly recommend an airbrush over a spray can, because spray cans can be nasty. The nozzles can spit and all that sort of thing. So a good airbrush makes a huge difference, and it takes the hobby to a whole different level. And so speaking as someone who's done this before, I would say go out there and get that next special tool. Christmas is coming.
Well, Ken, it's been great to have you here at the iHobby Expo. I learned a little bit more about Badger Airbrush.
Well, we're glad to be here. We're proud of what we do, glad that we do it here in the United States. And we love events like this where we can tell people about Badger Airbrush Company and how they can use our products in their modeling experience.
Well, it looks like we have a visitor.
Yeah, looks like everyone wants to get into airbrushing, even Frankie.
I guess so. I'm standing here with Andy Smith, who's with Professor Motor. Tell me about what you have showcased here at the iHobby.
Thanks for coming, Tammy. I appreciate the visit very much. We're slot car nuts, and we're into really entertaining people with the fun of slot car racing. Myself, I've been a slot car racer since 1961, so this is my anniversary. I've been a slot car nut for 50 years. We now run a company called Professor Motor in Livonia, Michigan, right outside the Motor City of Detroit. We've been running that since 1999. We have a very big showroom there, 12,000 square feet, and 10 employees running the business, and we have 277 dealers worldwide. Ship all over the world every week. It's a lot of fun.
Tell us a little bit more about slots for someone who's just getting started into being interested in slots, like myself or someone coming to the iHobby. Fill us in about how it all works.
Well, slot car racing is an electric-powered toy where you run those around a track, and they make them in different sizes. There's an HO size, which is only a couple inches long, 1/43 size, which is a little bigger, The most popular size today is 1/32nd, and that's the most of what we sell. And then also there's 1/24th, which is the really big size. And I started long ago racing the 1/24th cars at commercial raceways back in Pennsylvania where I used to live. But today those are somewhat out of favor. 1/32nd is the biggest share of the market today.
What is this one right here?
What we have today is a 1/32nd scale electric layout with a couple of cars that we built. Those actually are made from Mattel toys, but we sell a beautiful chassis called the Plafit chassis that comes out of Japan. So we can put a Plafit chassis underneath a Mattel toy body and make a beautiful slot car out of it. We also take these Disney Cars toys and we run birthday parties with them at our retail shop, Lightning Speedway in Livonia, Michigan.
I'm sure the kids enjoy that.
Yeah, the Disney Cars thing is a real big hit, and some of the Disney Cars things are also made by a German company, Carrera, and we sell those also in our retail shop.
Now here's the obvious question. How do you control these cars?
Well, Tammy, that's an area that we really specialize in. We make an electronic control device. We manufacture them right in Michigan, and we ship them all over the world. They're extremely popular. This is a typical sample. This one has got some really neat features. It's got variable brakes, it's got variable sensitivity, and it's got a beautiful Lexan case that'll never break. These will take a lot of punishment. And it's all electronic, solid state, transistorized. And the neat thing is you can run any scale car with this. Like we were talking previously, the HO scale cars, the real little ones, the bigger ones are 1/43rd, or the 1/32nd or 1/24th, the real big ones. This same controller, because of the neat features inside, can run any of those cars. We make a wide range of those, from very inexpensive ones that plug into a home set to very sophisticated ones for the very sophisticated racer.
Now how about these tires?
Thanks for asking, Tammy. The tires for us are one of the main products in our business. We manufacture two major brands of tires, but all of our tires are fantastic performers. Those slip right on the wheels of the standard car in less than 60 seconds, and they get you about half a second a lap improvement in lap time, which is great for the customers and makes it great for our dealers to sell also. The other neat things about these is these don't degrade with time and temperature. The normal rubber tires that are on the car normally stock, those will dry out and lose traction, where the silicone rubber ones that we manufacture, those will never dry out. They'll keep their nice rubbery texture and good traction performance for life. Just to illustrate for you, this is a scale electric NASCAR Dale Earnhardt car. This is one of the most popular kinds of cars that are sold. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is to put one of our high performance set of tires on this car. Basically with your fingers, you don't require any tools. You can just pop the original tire off, and you can take the replacement tires and they just pop right in place on the standard wheels. And the nice thing about the high performance tires that we sell is they have rounded sidewalls just like a real tire, so they look very, very realistic. And the performance advantage is tremendous with these.
Okay, well, how about a race?
Try racing Sally and give it a go.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tammy.
Gonna count me down?
3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Well, now you're a little bit ahead of me there. I'm trying to catch up. Hey, you're pretty good at this, Tammy. Okay, good job, Tammy. Good job for your first race.
I survived. Now, what do you have here?
Well, Tammy, this is one of the major brands that we represent here in the U.S. market. We're exclusive distributors for the NSR brand. The NSR brand is a 1/32nd size slot car, and these are exclusively made 100% in Italy. Very high performance product. And one of the things that they do that nobody else does is after they put on the markings and put on the paint, then they put a clear coat finish over the entire slot car. That allows you to race this for many, many years without the markings rubbing off. And that's a really neat thing that they do. Their cars also feature a suspension type thing that's built into the chassis, a dynamically balanced motor, and aluminum wheels on all four corners, extremely lightweight. Very high performance product, and we're very pleased to represent that product here in the North American market.
Well, I'm so glad I stopped by your booth. I learned a lot more about slot car racing, and you know what? I'm not going to pull that trigger as hard next
Well,
time.
Tammy, I think you did a good job for your first race, and we appreciate you coming by. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, I am standing here with Matthew Wells, who is owner of Scale Motorsport at the iHobby Expo. Matthew, I am just interested to find out about what you have here at the iHobby.
Great. Well, Scale Motorsport is all about building, and we promote the activity of building high-end details into model cars. We've developed a full wheel package for Revell's new 112 scale Ford GT500. The design of the wheels are the classic American torque thrust wheel. It comes with an extensive photo etch set and carbon fiber decals. One of the things that Scale Motorsport is best known for is our line of carbon fiber decals. We have the widest range of carbon fiber decals in the world, from 112 scale all the way down to 148, in a twill weave pattern, plain weave pattern, basket weave pattern, and a high def pattern. And they're a traditional water slide decals. So if you're building any kind of high performance street car or race car, you'll want to be using Scale Motorsport's carbon fiber decals. We have an extensive line of modeling tools, some of them very exclusive, such as our grab-it sticks. We also have a complete set of what we refer to as polishing sticks, which is a complete line of micro mesh polishing system from 3200 to 12,000 grit. It's laminated to a polystyrene backing. You get 30 sticks in a pack. Our grab-it sticks are a simple plastic stick with a dental wax on the end of it that allows you to pick up small parts for painting or for gluing. Sometimes a tweezer doesn't work very well or is dangerous, so it's just a slight touch, and you can pick up and reposition the part as needed, and won't scratch the part if it's freshly painted. Some of our tools we decided to put into one complete box as a sampler kit. That's what we call the toolbox. And in the toolbox, you get a sampler set of our polishing sticks and our grab-it sticks. And we also have stainless steel saw blades and scriber blades.
Well, this is truly an eye catcher. You have to tell me about this model, Matthew.
Well, this was a model that was designed by someone that's done some of our photo etch design work in the past. And he entered it in a local contest. It got photographed by one of the industry magazines. And as soon as I saw it, I just flipped out and I thought, you know, that's a piggy bank. It's what we're referring to as a Grand Sport piggy bank. It looks like it's going to be a ceramic casted piece. It could be a resin casted piece, but whatever it winds up being, it'll be the only Corvette you can actually save money with.
Okay, Matthew, now tell me about these products you have here.
Sure, these are a standardized product for us. We've been selling for several years. They're very popular. They're very simple display stands, and they come with glass and mirror. You paint them, you paint the ends whatever color matches your car display, and they just snap on and snap off. We have 3 different designs. the I-frame, the X-frame, which allows you to orient the glass and the mirror in two different directions, and the V-ramp. And again, they simply snap right off or snap on. And they're designed to display 1/24th, 1/20th, 1/32nd, and 1/43rd cars. And it comes packaged very conveniently in a protective pouch where you can store them if you want to, and there's padding inside to protect the glass and the mirror. Next, we have some samples from our photo etch line. We have an extensive line of photo etch products for Tamiya plastic models and Revell plastic models. In this particular case, we're featuring a Ferrari 312T and a Wolf 1/12 scale photo etch sets for the Tamiya corresponding kits. These are very, very large photo etch sets for 1/12 scale cars. Many of our other photo etch sets are for 1/20th and 1/24 scale kits.
So Matthew, tell us about your company, how long you've been in business, and about your slogan and about your distributors.
Sure. Scale Motorsport shipped our first product in September of 1997, and it was a line of carbon fiber decals. At that point, we only had 3 products. Today, we now have over 135 different SKUs, and we're distributed nationally and internationally through Stevens International and MMD Squadron. We also sell direct to hobby stores around the world, and we sell direct full retail over our website. Scale Motorsport is to model cars what Mopar is to Dodge or what AMG is to Mercedes.
So Matthew, tell us about what your company slogan is.
At Scale Motorsport, we like to say build something, and we want you building model cars with Scale Motorsport parts.
So build something, use
Scale
Motorsport.
I can't believe I'm on a full-size tank at the Hobby Expo. Is it amazing? I wish it was a remote control.
Well, one thing that's a lot of fun at the iHobby Expo is kids get to come and make and take all different kinds of projects. Right now, there's the giant insect, but they also have a lot of other kits that kids can build and take home. It's really cool. Well, I am standing here with David Bernstein, who is the Scoutmaster for the Boy Scouts at the iHobby Expo. And I think this is wonderful what you guys are doing. You guys come here and volunteer your time and service to help the kids. Tell us a little bit more about what you do here.
Well, the boys do get service hours when they do come here and help out. Plus, at the end, they'll get a little prizes at the end as well. But the service hours is what they need. And the fun time and to teach the other kids. You can see they're all having fun. It looks a little frustrating sometimes with these things, but it is a lot of fun for the kids. They really have a good time. We enjoyed it as our third year. We know they won't be here next year, so that's a little sad.
What's wonderful if you guys are always giving to the community and you guys are giving back, and it's a win-win situation because you guys are a great organization.
Oh yeah, we back in January we help out New Horizon, the handicapped kids. We'll make Pinewood Derby cars for them, take it there to them, and let them race it and paint it, and they have a really good time with that.
Well, thank you so much, and it's glad to have you here at the iHobby, and we'll look forward to seeing you doing some other wonderful community services for us.
Oh yeah, we'll be back here on the outdoor show coming up. It's good. It's called Kids Day. We're helping out with that too.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Hello, we're having a great time at the hobby show on the Thomas ride. Choo-choo. This is really fun.
Well, I'm here at the iHobby Expo, and who do I bump into? Yet again, it's Doug Blaine with Bachman Trains. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Welcome to our booth here at iHobby Expo. We're happy to have you visiting at Bachman, and we are anxious to show you all the new products we have for 2011.
I'm excited too. I was excited last year, and I'm even more excited this year. Thanks so much. Well, we're going to take a look.
It's a pleasure. Come on aboard.
Well, Doug, show us what you have here.
We have plenty of great new products for you in our Thomas & Friends line. In addition to our sets here, which are complete ready-to-run sets, train, track, and power pack, we also have this new Knapford station. And this is great for kids and adults who want to show their trains coming and going and passenger activity on their rail line on the island of Sodor. These are two new locomotives in our Thomas & Friends line. It's Donald and Douglas, the Scottish twins. We also have the windmill here, and that is operating. It's electrically operated by connection to your power pack. We are happy to show you our new sets. We always have exciting new HO scale sets. This happens to be a Civil War set. We have North and Southern editions to commemorate the start of the Civil War 150 years ago. And these sets come with horses and cannon and period rolling stock and locomotives, and they're just a great set for any collector and historian of the Civil War.
How about this Durango and Silverton one?
Yes, this is a set for any visitor who's been to the Durango and Silverton Tourist Railroad in Colorado. It's a site that many people have visited. It's a National Historical Site for Engineering. And so we've represented the set with a 280 locomotive and these period passenger cars in nice, the Durango and Silverton colors. This is a track pack for someone building their first railroad. It's a complete track system with a great layout on the back. It comes with a DVD to show you how to lay this out, and the track plan is also here with the dimensions. It fits on about a 4 by 3 foot sheet of plywood. Everything you need is the track, the switches, the electric wires. You just have to hook it up and snap the track together and get your first railroad in operation.
And you can't go wrong. You got the DVD to help you out.
That's right. We like to make things easy at Bachman.
So now this would be for the sophisticated railroader. Can you explain why?
Surely. This is our Dynamis Easy Command system. It is a complete ready-to-run set. The difference here is that it has a sound-equipped locomotive and an infrared remote controller. So it's for DCC digital command and control. You can operate multiple locomotives with this controller. They can operate in different directions, different speeds. You can operate their sound. So this will get you started with the digital command and control system. As you mentioned, for a more sophisticated railroader, but someone who will appreciate the extra premium features, it's a great way for someone who really wants to get into railroading to get started and start enjoying themselves with a train with sound.
I see you have some scenescapes and also some figures. Tell us a little bit more about the ones you're showcasing today.
We do. We have 3 new trees available in both O and HO scale. We have a blue spruce selection, weeping willows, and oak trees. We also have bulk packed trees in 24-piece counts for HO scale, 36 for N scale. And the new figures come in 6 sets, and they include a construction scene, some maintenance workers, and business people, people at leisure, things that will add interest and detail to your layout.
All right, this is N scale. What do we have here in N scale, Doug?
We have 2 great new locomotives, brand new tooling. We have a 210-2 Light Mountain, as well as an RS3 locomotive. Both of these locomotives are DCC equipped, that's digital command and control for speed, direction, and lighting. We have several road names available and great price points for people who want a quality locomotive and the digital command and control. Also in N scale are 4 new pieces of rolling stock. We have a steel caboose, a steel box car, a single dome tank car, and a sliding door box car. All of these models come with knuckle couplers with a metal glad hand and metal coil springs. There are Easy Mate couplers. Again, it's all new tooling, a selection of road names, and a great selection of highly detailed rolling stock in N scale. This is our EMC gas electric doodlebug in N scale with a trailing coach. This is in our Spectrum line, a premium locomotive with DCC functions for speed, direction, and lighting. Something that will be appreciated by modelers, people who like the 1940s and 50s. This is an excellent model for them to add that special touch to the railroad.
Now this would be the Schnabel.
This is the Schnabel car. This is the largest HO scale car ever produced. It is absolutely huge. It is used for carrying heavy loads like transformers, industrial equipment. It is an amazing sight if you see one of these in real life. This is new in our standard line. We have 4 locomotives in both sound and non-sound versions. What's unique about these is that they are economical sound systems. We call them value sound, and it's a great way to get easy sound out of the box. We have an Alco 260, an S4 locomotive, and an F2A, FA2, and FB2 locomotives, both, as I said, offered in sound and non-sound versions. So they're at great price points with sound, and as I said, a great way to get going with sound out of the box. A way to distinguish between the two is that the non-sound locomotives are in our standard blue box. The sound value locomotives come in a new red box. So we think that our customers will appreciate, again, an easy way to get started in sound. This is our new EM1 locomotive in the Spectrum line. It's a huge new steam locomotive. And what's a little bit different about this is that it has a speaker installed already for the customer so that when they want to add a sound module, it's easy to do. You can lift off the tender shell and just plug in a new sound module. As I said, it's a huge locomotive, lots of model railroading power with this model. Similar to our HO Scale EM1 is this ON30 Stearns Heisler in the Spectrum line. This also has a speaker installed already for the customer so that they can drop in a sound module for a full featured set of sound options. It's been getting a lot of attention by the fans of our ON30 Spectrum line. And again, for the option of a sound or non-sound locomotive, this is sure to be a winner. This is a brand new locomotive in our O-gauge line, Williams by Bachmann. It's all new tooling, it has a die-cast construction for the locomotive, and it just has great details and it's a heavy-duty locomotive. And I want to pass this off to this young man here to let him know how heavy this is. Go ahead, grab onto that locomotive. I think you better use two hands. There you go. How's that feel?
Really heavy.
Really heavy?
Yep.
So that's coming this fall. It'll be here by the end of the year. Williams by Bachmann.
How about these sound locomotives?
You're right, Tammy. These are sound-equipped locomotives in our standard line. We have an Alco 260, an S4, and an FA2, and an FB2. As an option, they're also available without sound. With sound, they're a new feature called Sound Value. It's an economical sound package, and it is already installed, ready to run. And also, we have the first locomotives in our line with diesel sound. So that's very exciting for our customers. And just as an easy shorthand, if it comes in a blue box, it's without sound. If it comes in a red box, it's with sound.
Doug, it's always a pleasure to talk with you here at iHobby. I'm always excited to see what Bachmann Trains is doing. They have the latest in technology, and everyone is always amazed to see what you guys have next. Thanks so much.
Well, we thank you for visiting us here at Bachmann, and we love to share our products with your viewers at what we like to call Bachmann Station. You can be sure we'll have lots of new arrivals for you every time you come to visit. So hopefully we'll see you next year in
Cleveland. So all aboard, come aboard. Join us at Bachmann Trains.
I'm Edwin Van Runbeck from X-Team Company. We come from France for the first time to the EOB Expo to present you our new product, the Avitron, the first bionic bird. Why we call it a bionic bird? It's because it really flies like a bird and it's radio controlled. So you have a remote controller, the bird, and you can control its direction. It's only 2 channels, so it's really easy to control. And the range is 100 yards, so you can fly high in the sky. Actually, it's a product you can use both indoor and outdoor. You can adjust the speed of the flight by adjusting the tail position, so you can fly slowly. You can adjust the speed of the flight by moving the tail up or down. Putting it down will be the maximum speed. So you can fly outdoor and the speed will be about 20 kilometers per hour. So you can even play with some wind. Then if you want to play indoor, you have to put the tail up and the speed will become much slower. So the range is 100 yards. It's a 2.4 giga remote control system. It allows you to play up to 6 birds at the same time. But the most important thing is that the feeling of the flight is really like a bird. It means when you play in the park in the morning, for instance, you will You will climb in the clouds and you will have some real birds coming to play with you. This is a really funny experience. So this product is not a toy. You can replace every component in it. For instance, the wings or the tails or the foam body. Each component is available on the website for replacement. So once you get one box, you can anytime repair whatever happens. You can repair your product and keep it alive.
Well, what do you know? It's Carmel with CIS Associates. It's great to have you again here at the iHobby Expo. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Very well. I've been here all day and I'm ready for this.
I'm excited you got some new products here you're going to showcase with us. Tell us about this, will you?
Well, we got the newest toy. It's a little buggy, weighs 1.4 ounce. It goes from 0 to 15 miles an hour in less than 3 seconds. It can do many acrobatic tricks, and we have YouTube to show it. It has a built-in LiPo, so you can charge it from the little plug. Comes with a charge station, comes with a USB cord, and it will run for about 15 minutes on a charge, which takes about 30 minutes to charge it. It can climb up on a very steep angle, and it can climb up on a tube.
It looks like it's a very durable unit for a very small, unit there.
Yeah, actually, this specific one has been in 4 shows, has been kicked and stepped on, and still runs, and the kids have a real great time with it. All of this comes packaged in a very nice box, has a ramp in it.
Well, I'm looking forward to those, and I know those kids are too. Thanks so much, Carmel.
Thank you.
fans at? All right, we got one. Looks like the late set perfect for this time.
Well, I can't believe it. The time has went by so fast, but we had an amazing time at the iHobby Expo. We'll see you again real soon. See you later.